This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. This is your official Monday Night Raw review for last night's show, the Raw after SummerSlam, August 21st, 2017. And holy shit, man, I got a lot to say about what we seen last night. John Cena coming back to Monday Night Raw in over a year. Confrontation with Roman Reigns. What I thought about the Miz segment with Reigns and John Cena. The Brock Lesnar Braun Strowman match being booked for No Mercy. The entire beach ball situation. What I felt with the Hardys confronting Rollins and Ambrose. A bunch of shit we're going to get into, man. Big Cass being injured. It was a newsworthy show. Was it a good show? Really wasn't that good of a show for a Monday Night Raw following a major pay-per-view. But it was newsworthy to say the least. And we're going to go over all that, man. We're going to talk about the beach ball situation to begin the review. But before we get into that, it's been a very long weekend, man. Incredibly long weekend. I am still exhausted. The weekend is not over yet, even though it is Tuesday morning. The weekend is not over yet, man, because we got SmackDown Live emanating from the Barclays Center tonight. One more night of WWE in Brooklyn this summer. So, hopefully it is glorious. And we see Bobby Roode make his SmackDown Live debut, as I'm hearing rumors. We don't know yet for sure, but I just put something on Twitter. My one wish for SmackDown Live tonight is to see the glorious one, Bobby Roode, come out and be the next challenger for AJ Styles' United States Championship. I think that would be absolutely fucking fantastic. I think that'd be great. But if it was up to me, Bobby Roode would be WWE Champion. I just don't see him fitting into the Jinder Mahal Shinsuke Nakamura storyline. I would not want to see Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bobby Roode yet, because it's still kind of fresh. We've still seen that this year. But something, hopefully, that we get revisited on SmackDown Live or WWE main roster, depending on whatever brand he goes to, man. He could show up on Monday Night Raw for all we know. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward to SmackDown Live tonight. Rumors of Shelton Benjamin as well. John Cena is still in town, obviously. He might have a part on the show. I don't know what's going on. So it is going to be another newsworthy night of WWE action. I will be here to cover it for you guys. Review will be up tonight following SmackDown Live, so make sure that you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys hit that bell. Turn on all the notifications. You guys know what to do. We are nearing 20,000 followers on Twitter, so if you guys want another great way to keep up to date on the channel, Twitter is the best way, as all notifications get immediately sent out to the Twitter feed at JDFROMNY206. Thank you guys so much for all that. And I want to thank literally everybody that came out all weekend long, man. I had a fucking blast. I actually didn't want the weekend to end, even though I was fucking exhausted. I had such an amazing time, barely any sleep. Yesterday, I couldn't even get off the fucking couch, man. I passed out on my couch. I could not get up. It was just an amazing weekend. Meeting you guys and having you guys treat me better than I even think of myself, man. It's a funny thing. We're gonna talk about this on Off the Script, because I want to get right into the Raw review, because I got a lot to say. But you guys treat me better than I could ever imagine, man. I'm just like you guys, and the fact I still can't get over the fact that you guys want to come up to me at 205th. The amount of people that came up to me at 205th was much more than it was last year, and the fact that you guys came up to me and wanted to take a picture with me, and buy me a drink as a showcase of appreciation for what I do. I'm just like you guys, man. Shout out to my buddy Briggs TV. He was there. He came up to me, and the fact that he came up to me and had tears in his eyes because he found solace in my channel, because he was going through a tough time personally, and he relied on me to put a smile on his face, man. Him crying almost made me cry. And it's moments like that made the whole weekend. And I didn't want the weekend to end, man. I had a great time with everybody. I want to thank Justin LaBar for inviting me out to his, meet and greet, his Q&A, hosted by Ticket King Online. I met his good friend Drew, who's in charge of Ticket King Online. I met some of LeBar's camp. Solomonster was there, Jason. It's always great to, hook up with him, and it's an honor just to sit next to those guys because I listen to them every week. I get a lot of my my influence and my inspiration from those guys. So, just to sit there and be in and around those guys and be a part of whatever they're doing SummerSlam weekend, or at least be a part of some of their activities for SummerSlam weekend was just fantastic, man. And, it was a great time. I wish SummerSlam was a little bit better. I wish Raw last night was a little bit better, but you guys certainly made the entire weekend. And now we'll discuss everything in depth on Fridays Off the Script. I don't want to go into it too much, but, I'm still such... I'm so blown away still, being that it's Tuesday. We're not done with the Barclays Center run yet. And I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys. So I love each and every one of you, and I would not be here without any of you. And you don't know how much I appreciate you guys coming out, waiting for me to talk about what we see as wrestling fans on WWE television. Man, it's just something that I can't grasp yet. And hopefully we can continue that and continue to build this channel and this brand, man. Thank you guys so much, and I love each and every one of you. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw, man. I want to start off with this. I woke up this morning. I made my cup of coffee. I got my coffee right here, actually. Iced coffee. Being that it's going to be fucking 100 degrees with the heat index in New York City today. I need a cold beverage. But I woke up this morning, and I seen Justin LeBar tweet something about him being in attendance. I know he was, I think he went to all the shows. I think he's going to SmackDown Live tonight, but I know he was there for NXT, SummerSlam, and Raw. And I seen him tweet something about the beach ball situation. Now, at SummerSlam, if you guys recall, Cesaro ripped a beach ball during the tag team title match with Ambrose and Rollins. And it got a huge pop. Now, the same thing happened during the main event of Monday Night Raw, the tag match with John Cena teaming with Roman Reigns against Samoa Joe and The Miz. That in itself I have a lot to talk about, but I want to talk about the beach ball situation. John Cena was almost encouraging it, WWE fans, they want to have a good time. John Cena is about having a good time. He and the rest of the people in that match pretty much almost took a time out. It's like time stopped still, It's like time froze. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They're all watching the crowd. I didn't know what the hell was going on. John Cena was the only one animated, encouraging the fans to have fun. Now, we couldn't see the beach ball being thrown around. We got reports that security took the beach ball away and ripped the beach ball up. But the discussion this morning is about the beach ball and how disrespectful it is to the show and the performers in the ring. I agree with that. I really do. If I am one of those guys, if I am a WWE performer, and I see a beach ball being thrown around, especially with a hot crowd like New York City, the night after SummerSlam, and we got this first time ever type deal going on, with John Cena and Roman Reigns teaming on the same team. The mega powers of the modern day, right? You got the face of the company in John Cena and the next chosen one in Roman Reigns teaming together against someone like Samoa Joe, and then you got the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. If I'm any one of those guys, I'm pissed. Because I'm in this ring risking my life. I'm risking years off my life. I'm risking injury. I'm performing for you at a high level, and nobody's appreciating what I'm doing. You're not paying attention to what I'm doing. You'd rather throw a fucking beach ball around and start yes chants and, let's go beach ball or beach ball mania or whatever the crowd was chanting. I understand that aspect of it. I really do. But the fact of the matter is, you can't blame the fans for having fun. Okay, you got to understand one thing. The reason why the fans did it, yes, there are fucking people out there that are attention-seeking whores. Believe me, I know. The fans want to be the focus of the show. When people talk about Monday Night Raw, there are certain people that want to get their name out there, and they want to be the reason why Raw was so good. That crowd last night was that type of crowd. But on the other hand, you can't really blame them. You can't really blame them. They want to have fun. They paid money to get into the Barclays Center. They want to have fun. But people seem to be looking at the negative around this situation, but they're not giving you a positive spin on it. You know? The fans really aren't all to blame here. They're not all to blame. You know, during WrestleMania, and WrestleMania season, the Raw after WrestleMania, nobody gave a shit about the beach ball being thrown around. People actually encouraged it. It was actually a focus point on the 24 special that WWE put out about the Raw after Mania. I don't know if you guys watched it, but the Raw after Mania has a whole segment documenting the beach ball. WWE is encouraging it. WWE is encouraging Beach Ball Mania. So when people bring a beach ball to SummerSlam weekend and do the same thing on Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam, what is the difference? What is the difference? There is no difference. It's a hot crowd. It was a major pay-per-view. People want to have fun. But nobody's thinking about this part of it. What if the people were actually displeased with what they seen? People are bored. People are bored. Okay? I don't know what you feel, but the feeling I got when John Cena and Roman Reigns and these rumors were circulating earlier in the year, and the rumors of them having a one-on-one showdown at WrestleMania 34, and that's the direction Vince McMahon wants to go in. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but the announcement or the rumor of that announcement or the rumor of that news article, it didn't excite me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it didn't excite me. And when they were in the ring face-to-face last night, it proved how I felt from the very beginning. There was not 1 ounce of care from me about John Cena and Roman Reigns being in the same ring together. Then they announced a tag team match where they're going to be on the same team. I did not care. The fans were bored. The fans did not want to see John Cena and Roman Reigns. Just leave it at that. They wanted to find another outlet to keep their attention and have themselves continuing to have a good time. Same thing happened at SummerSlam. Why do you think a beach ball was being thrown around at SummerSlam? Because the tag team title match was the first match on that show, on the main show rather, that was actually something people cared about. Up until that point, it was the beginning of that match that the beach ball was being thrown around. Then it got taken away, and then at the end of that 20-minute match, it was the best match on the show up until that point. But up until that point, the fans had nothing to be excited about. No wonder they threw a beach ball around. Go look at the first hour of that pay-per-view and tell me you wouldn't do the same thing. They're there to have a good time. God knows how much money they pay for those tickets. If that's the product that you're giving me, and that is the show you're giving me, I'm going to throw a fucking beach ball around. I'll call it JD Beach Ball Mania. You don't see a beach ball being thrown around at NXT TakeOver. You're never going to see a beach ball thrown around at NXT TakeOver. Do you want to know why? Because the people actually give a fuck about what's happening in the ring. The fans at SummerSlam, through that first hour and a half, and the fans during Raw, during that main event, which was god-awful, they didn't care. When WWE gives them shit, the fans will shit right back, especially in this city. So you can't totally blame the fans. Yes, I look at it as a disrespectful act from the fans to the performers. If I'm a performer, yes, I'm going to be vocal and pissed about it. But you also can't blame them. You're never going to see a beach ball thrown around a TakeOver. Look at the difference. TakeOver, people are invested. Gargano, Almas. You got Black, Itami, Asuka, Moon. You didn't see no fucking beach balls being thrown around there. Someone was telling me a beach ball was being thrown around during the tag team title match. I don't recall anything being thrown around during that entire show. At all. And if it was, it got stopped immediately. And it was some fucking goon who probably was a Roman Reigns fan. You're not going to see beach balls thrown around during those shows because people are invested. The in-ring product has their attention. Everything that happens in that ring has their attention. Monday Night Raw can't grab the fans' attention. And when they do, then you'll stop seeing the beach ball. But I can't sit here and completely blame the fans whatsoever. Like I said, you're going to shit on the fans are going to shit right back on you. That Reigns, John Cena thing, I'm already over it. I don't care for it. I don't want it. Nor do I want to see it at WrestleMania. You think Brooklyn at SummerSlam on the Raw after SummerSlam is bad? You put that at WrestleMania in front of 80,000 fucking people, and that's the smartest fucking mock crowd all year. You want to put those two guys at WrestleMania? You're going to have a fucking disaster on your hands. Talk about Beach Ball Mania? Please. We're going to see an NWO type moment when Hogan made the announcement he was joining Hall and Nash. Watch. Fuck out of here, man. Don't blame the fans on something the WWE is doing. Don't back the WWE all the way. Take a step back and look at it from my perspective. What is there to be excited about on that main event during that show? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It wasn't a bad show, but that main event bored me to tears. I couldn't wait for it to be over to close my eyes. Yes, it's disrespectful. Yes, if I'm a performer, I am upset. But don't blame the fucking fans. Don't blame the fans. It goes both ways. You shit, I'm going to shit right back. Now, the other thing I want to talk about. Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. I don't know why WWE is booking this match at No Mercy. This is typical WWE protocol. They cannot be patient. I really don't understand why this match is not saved for WrestleMania. Really, I don't. I mean, unless you are going to give Braun Strowman the WWE Universal Championship, this match makes no sense to me. Am I excited for the match? Of course I am, because this is a legit fucking showdown of two monsters. This is exactly what Justin LaBar was telling me when we were talking during this weekend. This is Vince McMahon's fucking wet dream main event. Two larger-than-life athletes. These are people you put in a main event that people want to see. Larger-than-life. Strowman is probably the best thing about Monday Night Raw. Or at least one of them. Outside of Joe and whatever else is going on now with Ambrose and Rollins. How they continue that storyline. But Brock Lesnar, the one thing we want from Brock Lesnar is legitimate opponents. You can't get more legit than Braun Strowman. Can't get more legit than guys like Samoa Joe. So, this to me, yes, I have all eyes on this match. I just think it's happening too soon. I really just think it's happening too soon. In fact, I don't like the direction of No Mercy already because I already smell bullshit. Believe me, I smell bullshit, and I want you guys to keep this video favorited. I want you guys to make a note of this video. I could be wrong, and I hope that I am, but my gut feeling, I get tingles on my body, and they're not good feelings, bro. If you're doing Lesnar and Strowman at this pay-per-view, and you got John Cena now mixed in on Monday Night Raw, okay? The rumors of John Cena being on Raw came true. Now, the other rumor that came with John Cena being on Raw is that he could either start a program with Roman Reigns or Samoa Joe. Why would you give us John Cena versus Roman Reigns at fucking No Mercy? You're not. So the only other logical reasoning behind this, that John Cena is on Raw, is that he's going to be Samoa Joe's next challenger. So it's going to be Samoa Joe versus John Cena at No Mercy. Then you got Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. Where does that leave Roman Reigns? Where does that leave Roman Reigns? Remember the rumor that I reported to you guys back in May? I believe it was around May, right after WrestleMania. Roman Reigns was going to be the next challenger for the Intercontinental Championship. What do you think they're going to do with Roman Reigns at No Mercy? What do you think the Miz's promo last night is going to lead to? He was mentioning Roman Reigns and John Cena. You're not going to bring The Miz out for a promo against Roman Reigns and John Cena if it's not going to lead to anything. You know? The Miz wants respect. The Miz wants respect after 12 years. The Miz wants people to realize that he's earned respect. This is leading to Roman Reigns and The Miz at No Mercy. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, you heard it here first. There's no doubt in my mind that Roman Reigns is going to win the Intercontinental Championship if that happens. And the rumors of Reigns and Lesnar being a title versus title match at WrestleMania 34, if Reigns wins the Intercontinental Championship, you got your WrestleMania 34 match signed, sealed, and delivered. Lesnar and Reigns. Now, I don't know what they're doing with Strowman. It could go either way. After what he did at SummerSlam and how they made him look against Brock Lesnar, why wouldn't you give him the title? But on the other hand, why would you take the title off of Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar is probably the most must-see athlete in WWE? He is their biggest deal. It's too soon to take the title off him. Now, the way I would have did, especially if he's not going to UFC until next year, he can get ready for UFC while being Universal Champion, because this is probably the last date that we're going to see him until maybe Survivor Series. But I don't understand why WWE didn't go with Samoa Joe here. It's like they left, the book open and the pages were unwritten. The next chapter is unwritten. What happened to Samoa Joe wanting to put Brock Lesnar to sleep? Why didn't we get Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar again at No Mercy? Joe looked the weakest of the three in that fatal four-way. It's like they put him on the back burner for whatever reason. I don't understand why they didn't give him another shot at Brock Lesnar. If I'm Samoa Joe, I'm going to continue my quest to do what I set out to do, and that's put Brock Lesnar to sleep. But they seemingly, they jumped over that aspect and put him right into a thing with John Cena, or are about to put him in a feud with John Cena. But I would have booked Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar at No Mercy, and I would have had Joe go over clean. I would have had Joe win the Universal Championship. Now, if you don't give Braun Strowman the Universal Championship, and you continue on the rest of the year with Brock Lesnar, when is it going to be Joe's time? When is it going to be Joe's time? We discussed this at the panel, on the Q&A at 205th with LeBar and Solomonster. You got to strike while the iron is hot. Joe isn't getting any younger. Joe isn't getting any younger. But I'm not going to sit here and make too much of a big deal out of it, because the way Braun Strowman came off at SummerSlam, clearly they want to play the hot hand. And he's hot coming out of SummerSlam. For what he did to Brock Lesnar, Strowman is the hot hand right now. Maybe Samoa Joe beats John Cena and then gets put back into the mix. I don't know. But the one thing I want you guys to keep a keen eye on is Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns is going one-on-one with The Miz at No Mercy, expect a new champion. And then the WrestleMania 34 main event that was rumored to be champion versus champion, the wheels are in motion, man. The wheels are in motion. Speaking of the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Miz is fantastic. Love him on the mic. I can listen to him all night long. He is fantastic. Putting The Miz in a match with John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Samoa Joe. I don't know what you guys thought about that, but to me, he looked like a fourth fucking wheel. He looked completely out of place. Did not belong in that match whatsoever. You put the styles of Cena, Reigns, and Samoa Joe up against The Miz. I mean, the guy is too fucking soft. The guy is too fucking soft, man. It's like I don't know how to describe it to you guys. I mean, I think Jesse, one of my subs, me and him go back and forth on Twitter via DM, just talking about the random bullshit that we see. And he made mention of The Miz being soft style. That's exactly what The Miz is. He's, you talk about the king of strong style. The Miz is the king of soft style. Putting him in the ring with those three guys made him look, and the championship, and his reign, and him being a champion, look fucking pathetic. Now, if you're going to base it off that, There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to give the Intercontinental Championship to Roman Reigns. You got to get that title off The Miz. He ain't doing jack shit with it. He ain't doing jack shit with that title. And he's not going to do jack shit with that title if you're going to put him in the ring with those three guys who are so much more superior than him. It makes him and the title look absolutely lowly. Can't have that happen. The Miz looked fucking out of place last night. Now, I understand he wanted respect. He wants to be in the main event. He should be doing this. He should be doing that. But we know he's not at that level. He's serviceable. He's great at a fucking promo. Probably one of the best in the company. But him as a champion standing next to those guys, you can see the deficiencies in The Miz. Believe me. So I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't know where they're going with the Intercontinental Championship. Mark this down. You heard it here first. I would not be shocked at all if we get Reigns and The Miz 5 weeks from now, No Mercy. Another couple of things I wanted to mention. Big Cass. Big Cass got hurt last night. He is now rumored to have blown his ACL out. If that's the case, goodbye for the rest of the year. Goodbye for the rest of the year. I'm going to sit here and tell you I wish him a speedy recovery. I do see promise in Big Cass, but not now. Not now. Big Cass got hurt last night on something that was literally a freak fucking accident, something that never should have happened. And the fact that he was in a match with Enzo again makes it all that much more worse. Big Cass and Enzo, this injury to Big Cass last night, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to tell you bluntly, this is a product of them splitting this team up. If you don't split them up, this never happens. This is fucking ridiculous. So WWE seemingly put Big Cass in a situation to get him injured. It was too soon for his push. Enzo has nothing to do. He's more annoying now than ever before. He's this fucking close to being put on a t-shirt. And all I can say is that I feel sorry for Big Cass right now because this push, or whatever push they were going to give him, completely fucking wasted. Completely wasted. And now, with how dominating Big Cass has been over Enzo, now Enzo gets a fluke default victory because Big Cass couldn't finish the match. And then he goes on Twitter and brags about him beating Big Cass. You didn't do jack shit. You're lucky that you got that injury happening to Big Cass last night. Otherwise, you would have been kicked in the fucking face and you would have been laid out again, just like the bum that you are. Thank God this feud is over. But not in that situation. That's a shitty fucking way to go out. This feud was dead by week 3. The best thing about this feud was the reception that Big Cass got in Boston. Everything else about this Big Show Enzo bullshit, completely fucking garbage. Don't know why it happened. If I hear any updates on Big Cass, I'll let you guys know. I'm hearing right now it's a blown ACL. That's easy, 6 to 9 months. Done. Want to make a quick mention of the Hardy Boys here. More than ever, on live television anyway, did we get Matt coming out with the broken nonsense. Yes! You know, he did that whole shit. I laughed my ass off. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? Jeff Hardy going into his brother Nero speech, you know, or at least accent, tone, you know, crowd chanting delete, obsolete. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully this is something that we can get moving on into the future. I did the meet and greet. If you guys are following me on Twitter, you would have seen the picture I posted with the Hardy Boys. Someone asked him, while I was actually getting a picture done with him, right before I shook his hand, someone asked him about the delete stuff. Or he made mention of the delete stuff. He mentioned something along the lines of, hopefully we'll be getting back to deleting very soon. And I smiled at that. You know, you don't make references to that in front of a large group of people, right? If it's not gonna happen or if you don't want it to happen. Obviously, there are wheels in motion for it to happen. Last night was another huge exclamation point on that because Matt Hardy is not gonna come out and do the whole fucking yes, you know, and the delete thing, and Jeff Hardy's not going to go into his brother Nero tongue. He's not going to do that. And Matt Hardy was even like, my brother, the whole shtick. You've seen a lot more, especially on live television, of the broken stuff coming out, which puts a smile on my face, and hopefully that, they get this shit squared away, and we do see all of it on television. I love what the Hardys do. I love the Hardys, but that aspect of the Hardys is what we want to see right now. Gotta be honest with you, they're getting a little stale. But if they keep putting matches on like they did last night with Rollins and Ambrose, I don't mind. I can wait. But I just wanted to make mention that there was more of the broken stuff or the awoken stuff on live television last night than I think we've seen since they've returned to the WWE. The opening of the show, I really enjoyed. Paul Heyman pretty much just went over the fact that he reveals spoilers. He doesn't predict anything. He just lets you know of the spoilers in advance. The showdown between Strowman and Lesnar, the reaction that Strowman got, the chants of 16,000 strong chanting Strowman, this is a big fight feel. This really is a big fight feel. The fact that Lesnar got laid out by 2 power slams by Strowman was really surprising to me. It really was. And the match that they're going to have, yes, it's going to be a big deal. It really is going to be a big deal. I love the way that they've handled Braun Strowman. I think WWE, the one thing that we're going to look back on in 2017, one of the positives anyways, is how they've handled Braun Strowman. I really don't know where this leads. There's really not much for Strowman to do on Monday Night Raw besides Brock Lesnar. After this, there's really not much else. So I even got my brain cells working a little bit. What if they're giving us this match now because they have a plan to move Strowman to SmackDown when they do this rumored shakeup following SummerSlam in the fall? What if? What if they want to get it out of the way knowing that they're going to move Strowman to SmackDown? It's a possibility. Because if he's on SmackDown and Lesnar is a Raw guy, we won't be able to see it at WrestleMania if he's on SmackDown, unless WWE wants to go with the big or promotional match, the brand dueling match at WrestleMania, I don't know. I was thinking about that. We'll see where it goes, but the opening of the show was very hot. Love the stare down. I love the interaction between Strowman and Lesnar. Lesnar not backing down from Strowman. Obviously, Strowman, the much larger man, not backing down from Brock Lesnar. He wants what he wants. He wants the Universal title. And I'll tell you this, man. The sight of Braun Strowman holding up the Universal Championship at the end of that beatdown to Brock Lesnar, he looks fucking legit. He looks legit. And it even got my brain cells working even more. That if Braun Strowman wins the Universal Championship, who is going to take him down? I don't think he's going to win it. But if he does win it, who is going to take him down? That's the next thing WWE has to strategically plan around. Because you're not going to beat Braun Strowman. Not anybody's going to beat Braun Strowman. If he's going to beat Lesnar, you got to treat him as if you were booking Brock Lesnar. That's what I'm saying. Other than that, Monday Night Raw, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was a bad show. For a Raw following SummerSlam, I wanted more surprises. But I'm glad they didn't give us the random call-up. I'm glad we didn't see an NXT call-up just show up out of nowhere. Salamonster made a beautiful point. Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle were at NXT TakeOver, and for the first time since this brand split, we got interactions between the two. They were there scouting talent. I hope that WWE is planning a shakeup. I do. I think it would be good. Because the last shakeup killed SmackDown. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's like they're not the same show anymore. You look at SmackDown before WrestleMania and you look at SmackDown after WrestleMania, you see the quality like that. A blind man could see it. So I'm hoping that they're planning and they're tweaking and they're making this separate brand thing. Raw being one brand, SmackDown being another. Two separate brands. I hope that they're planning more of a major league feel. I'm hoping they're planning a more competitive feel here. Trades, Who can you trade with NXT? Who can I give you from SmackDown Live so that we get this guy? Instead of some random guy showing up just miraculously on SmackDown or Monday Night Raw. You know, I don't want Bobby Roode just showing up on SmackDown Live. I want something to be made of a trade. You know, I give you something, we get Bobby Roode. You know, there's no storyline about Bobby Roode moving up. You know, he just shows up. Why did he show up? How did he show up? Same thing with like an Aleister Black. You just have Aleister Black just show up on fucking Monday Night Raw? Or Asuka just show up on SmackDown Live? How? How did you get this talent on your show? Trades need to happen. Bargaining needs to happen. The shakeup has to have a more draft lottery-like feel to it. And when they do, I don't know if they'll do another legit draft. It's got to be like a major league fucking draft. Seriously. Have fun with it. You got all this talent. You got so much fucking talent. Have fun with it, man. Have fun with it. But the fact that Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle were there at NXT, hopefully that leads to something being a little bit more realistic and on the competitive side of both Raw and SmackDown. Monday Night Raw, Enzo versus Big Cass in a New York street fight. Enzo won via referee stoppage, 8 minutes and 55 seconds. Enzo won because Big Cass got hurt. Possible torn ACL. I will let you guys know. If I hear anything on Big Cass's injury, we'll find out hopefully later this week as he's getting evaluated by doctors as early as today. Emma is annoyed at Sasha Banks getting all this attention and complains to Dana Brooke about it. She runs her mouth about Nia Jax as well. Nia Jax happened to be just standing right behind her. Instead of the hashtag Give Emma a Chance, Nia Jax said the new hashtag for the evening would be Give Emma CPR, and that was actually trending. She posted something on Twitter saying that, look, whatever I stated, Emma needs CPR or give Emma CPR, it was actually trending all night. So there you go, man, the power of the hashtag. Emma, I feel so sorry for, man. I don't know who dislikes Emma in the WWE. I don't know what they got against Emma, but I'm hoping that this leads to something. I mean, all these squash matches, something has to come out of it, right? They put on a match with Nia Jax, 1 minute and 14 seconds. Samoan drop, done. Nia Jax pins Emma. And if Sasha Banks retains the title from Alexa Bliss, or against Alexa Bliss next week, because the match is signed, rematch, Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks in Memphis for the Raw Women's Championship, I could see Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks being the next feud. I'd love to see Sasha versus Emma. Being that Emma mentioned Sasha Banks here, I'd love to see that match. I think those two women could fucking put on a great match. But you got to give Emma a fucking chance. Enough with the squash matches already. I would love to know what she did and why she's being treated like garbage. If not, move her back down to NXT. Trade her. Trade Emma back down to NXT. If I'm Kurt Angle, I'm trading Emma for a Peyton Royce. In fact, I trade Emma for Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. I think that's a good deal. I think Emma would be fucking thrilled with that move. See what happens, man. Who wants to walk with Elias? I do, man. I think I'm going to get his new t-shirt. I think once I get paid again, I'm getting his new fucking t-shirt, man. I want to walk with Elias. Elias Sampson has something, and I don't know if you guys feel this way about him. I mention it all the time, and I'm going to mention this every single time I see him. He has something that makes you want to watch. I love his interaction with the fans. I really do. You know? He stopped mid-strumming of his guitar to say, what did I tell you guys? I would appreciate you guys do not applaud. Shut your cell phones off until I am done. Elias Sampson is fucking awesome. He really is. And I see big things for him. If they give him a shot, I'd love to see him as the Intercontinental Champion. He has Intercontinental Champion written all over him. I would love that. Somebody is clearly high on him. He's getting television time. He looks dominant in everything that he does. He's a very good in-ring performer. He's got the crowd in the palm of his hands. They dislike him for the right reasons. And he's got a great shtick. He annoys people because he's good at his job. Elias Sampson is fucking awesome. Took care of R-Truth easily. R-Truth interrupted his song about Brooklyn. Drift Away, that spinning DDT, not spinning DDT, a spinning neckbreaker. Drift Away, he calls it. 1 minute and 22 seconds. Elias beats R-Truth. John Cena comes back to Monday Night Raw. He is now back on Raw. Cena isn't sure why he's here. Before saying he was asked to come here by Kurt Angle himself. That's what Cena wanted because he wanted to go face-to-face with a certain superstar before he even mentions who he wants to come out. Roman Reigns comes out and booing all over the place. This was a very, very mixed crowd. Very, very mixed crowd. Until the New York faithful started chanting, "You both suck." Yeah, I'm really excited for that WrestleMania match. Cena says he's the man. Cena says that Roman was the man he was looking for, but Reigns says Cena has only been running his mouth on Twitter. Reigns wants to know if Cena will run his mouth to his face. Chants for The Undertaker started popping up, which Cena says is them holding a bit of a grudge. Cena didn't come here to talk through the mic, but he wants to talk face to face. Roman wants to go fist to fist. The fight is teased. The Miz comes out with the Miz Taraj to interrupt. Miz says, so, and I quote, "So this is what a sold-out Barclays looks like. I wouldn't know." Making mention to the fact that he wrestled in front of nearly nobody in the opening match of the pre-show in pitch black darkness. Because WWE fucked up and the Barclays didn't let the people in until about 5:30, 5:45, and WWE had those guys go out there for the pre-show match that they already had last week on Monday Night Raw, just again on the pre-show, and they wrestled in front of like 15 people. What a disrespectful fucking slap in the face. If I'm the Miz, I'm fucking furious at that shit. Not only that, but your Intercontinental Champion, the fucking Hardy Boys. Can you imagine? The one thing about the Hardys, man, they were fucking all over the place. The lines and the people waiting to meet them this weekend were ridiculous. Larger than any other superstar. If I'm there, number one, I'm upset that the Hardys are on the pre-show. Number two, if I'm looking forward to seeing the Hardys at SummerSlam and them wrestling, and I'm not allowed into the arena and that match is already over, and I missed that match, I'm a fucking pissed off fan. I can imagine what The Miz was feeling like. Just awful. He asks how many moments Cena and Reigns get, earning himself a round of applause. Miz wants to know why the two of them get this time while he's stuck on the kickoff show last night. A quick fan poll says Cena isn't welcome here, so Miz says that there are 18,000 people wanting him to leave. Cena goes to leave, but Miz spins him around and says, "I'm not done with you yet." Miz rants about how no one knows what to do with Cena or Reigns, and that hurts him. The only champion here is in the ring, and he holds up the Intercontinental Championship. He wants to know when he gets his moment because he spent 12 years earning it. Cena suggests he teams up with Reigns to face The Miz and either of Miz's lackeys, Axel or Dallas. Miz says no because that would be a moment for Cena and not him. So Samoa Joe comes out, and all of a sudden, people start saying that he's going to be Miz's partner, whether Miz likes it or not. Joe doesn't want to waste time on Reigns because he owns Roman. So he stares John Cena down one-on-one. He gets away with getting some jabs in on John Cena. As Reigns beats up The Miz and the Miz Taraj, the AA is counted into the Coquina Clutch, with Reigns making the save via a Superman punch. Roman and Cena are left alone, and the fans tell them that they both suck. Like I told you, man, if this doesn't lead to Roman and Miz and Cena versus Joe at No Mercy, I would be fucking floored. Believe me, it's coming. Great promo. The only thing I didn't like about this segment was John Cena was a little too, playful. He wasn't serious at all. I mean, you got Samoa Joe standing in the fucking ring, looking you dead in the eye. You better be dead serious, motherfucker. Because Joe ain't playing around. Don't bring this cheesy shit. If you're leading to a Joe versus Cena match, don't bring this cheesy shit to Monday Night Raw, bro. Stay on SmackDown or just stay off television completely. Enough of the smiling, enough of the smirking. That's the only thing I don't like about this shit. Cena thought this was a fucking joke. I want to see how much of a joke it is when Samoa Joe fucking puts you to sleep. If you got Joe in that ring, no smiles. Please. I beg of you. John Cena did what he usually does. Cheesing shit up. Good segment, though, minus that. Drew Gulak, Noam Dar, Tony Nese, and Arya Davari versus Rich Swann, Mustafa Ali, Grand Metalik. Holy shit, where the fuck's this guy been at? Been in Titus Catering, man. He got tired of the fucking grilled chicken. And Cedric Alexander. This match went 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Lumbar check to Tony Nese. I didn't give two fucks about this match. Never mind 2 fucks. 1 fuck. Cedric Alexander, to me, should be the next in line for Neville's Cruiserweight Championship. Cedric Alexander should be on Monday Night Raw as a staple for the fucking show. Guy's got IC Champion material written all over him. He's the one guy I see breaking away from all that fucking bullshit on 205 Live. This was actually a discussion at the panel on 205th with LeBar and Solomonster. Get rid of the weight limit. You are handcuffing these guys. There's no weight limit that should be needed for this shit. You're pigeonholing Cedric Alexander and guys like Rich Swann. Those are guys I would love to see more of. Tony Nese. Guy looks fantastic. Why are you handcuffing these guys? I don't watch 205 Live. There's a fucking Cruiserweight Championship match on 205 Live tomorrow with Akira Tozawa and Neville. Do I care enough to watch the show? No. I'm going to read the fucking results online, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to go out and watch the show. Alexander needs to break away. But the faces won. Lumbar check to Tony Nese. Ambrose and Rollins versus the Hardy Boys. Rollins and Ambrose are in the ring before the match. Rollins is glad that they got back together, and now they're champions. Dean says he slept with the title under his pillow last night, which confuses Seth for a second, and says it feels a little bit too much like back in the day. You know, a very nostalgic feeling. You know, this is one big party. Everybody's invited except Sheamus and Cesaro. Seth says he wants a rematch with Cesaro and Sheamus because they are fighting champions and they will fight anyone, anywhere. But the Hardys come out to interrupt. Matt understands that brothers fight and thinks it's time to make things wonderful. They revolutionized tag team wrestling for 25 years, and it's time to do it again in Brooklyn. So the match was great. I'd love to see more between these two teams, to be honest with you. I thought this was the best match of the fucking night. I love the dynamic between the Hardys and Rollins and Ambrose, man. I thought it was a very good match. Ambrose and Rollins did beat the Hardy Boys. Dirty deeds to Jeff following the ripcord lifting knee. I don't know if Rollins has a name for that shit yet, that V-trigger knee that he took from Kenny Omega. Dirty deeds to Jeff Hardy. 1, 2, 3. And the team of Ambrose and Rollins won. I don't see why they wouldn't win. They just won the tag team titles, so why would they come out the next night and lose? So the Hardy Boys, the main thing about the match was that it was a very good match. And the fact that Matt did more broken stuff on live television than I think we've ever seen. It was more pronounced in his vocabulary. Sasha Banks is out after winning the title. She may be from Boston, but she's always left her heart right here in Brooklyn. Sasha plans on defending the title right away, but Alexa Bliss is out to interrupt. She laughs at the idea of Sasha being the right kind of champion, but wants nothing to do with the rematch tonight because she doesn't want to leave Sasha Banks heartbroken, and the fact that she doesn't want to give a match to the Brooklyn fanboys. They'll fight soon enough. Bliss is fine making Sasha wait, but she did say, I want the rematch next week. So the match is signed. Sasha, Alexa next week for the Raw Women's Championship. The one thing I will say here is hopefully they keep the title on Sasha. There's no reason to take the title off Sasha and give it back to Alexa Bliss. None whatsoever. Alexa's had enough time with the title. She's done everything she could with the limited roster on Monday Night Raw with the women's division. Sasha's time is now. Build around Sasha. Turn her heel. As Bayley comes back, you got a beautiful heel babyface dynamic and something that could really benefit both women and invest the fans. Sasha being heel and backstabbing the goody two-shoes Bayley. Bayley gets some frustration. She becomes a woman and gets what she thinks she deserves. The Women's Championship. Simple booking. Will WWE go that route? I don't know. But all I know is Sasha deserves the title. Do not hot potato the title. Please. But I have a fucking sneaking suspicion that WWE is going to give the title back to Alexa Bliss. I don't know what it is. I think they just did it to kind of play off the fact that Sasha owns Brooklyn. But it is what it is, man. I have a feeling they're going to give the title back to Alexa Bliss. Jason Jordan meets with his father, Kurt Angle. He wants a match tonight. He doesn't want any peripheral treatment, but he wants a match tonight. He wants some competition tonight. And he says he wants Finn Balor. And Kurt Angle asks him, are you ready for that type of challenge? Are you ready for that type of match? And Jason Jordan says yes, and then they hug. Not going to sit here and lie. I thought it was a decent match. Can Jason Jordan hang with Finn Balor? Yes. He did an admirable job. He really did. But he wasn't going to beat Finn Balor. Coup de grace to Jason Jordan. 1, 2, 3. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know where Jason Jordan fits into plans right now. He did mention that he's putting The Miz on the back burner, so I don't know where they're going with this Jason Jordan storyline, man. It's just really all over the place. He comes out, he's Kurt Angle's father, it's announced, or he's the father, or he's the son of Kurt Angle, rather. And then he gets into a verbal argument with The Miz. You know, then he's teaming with the Hardys against The Miz. Now he wants to put The Miz on the back burner. I don't know where they're going with this, man. It seems like WWE doesn't even know where they're going with this at all. But Finn Balor gets the win, as he should. Finn Balor's another one, man. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Finn Balor. I don't even know where he goes going into No Mercy. You know, we didn't see Bray Wyatt on this show. I doubt that they give us Balor versus Wyatt again. That seemingly ended at SummerSlam when the Demon came out to play and beat Bray Wyatt. I don't know where they go with these guys. Seems like they got the top of the card for No Mercy filled out, but the undercard, you better start developing something in the next 4 weeks, man. And I mean something that makes sense. Because right now, it seems like things are being done just for the sake of them being done. People are being put into feuds just for the sake of filling out a card, and there's no investment from the fans. And then they want to know why a fucking beach ball is thrown around. Come on, bro. Main event, seeing The Miz and Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns and John Cena. This was boring. For a big-time main event with Reigns and John Cena teaming, this was boring. Absolutely boring. Joe rock bottoms Roman, but Reigns heads out to the outside to beat up the Miz Taraj. Back in, a couple of hot tags, brings in Cena for the finishing sequence. Joe cuts off the five-knuckle shuffle, and he puts Cena in the Coquina Clutch. Reigns tries to save him with the Superman punch, but Joe sidesteps it, causing Cena to get hit instead. The second Superman punch hits Joe, but Cena pops up and grabs the AA to pin the Miz at 13 minutes and 3 seconds. Very boring stuff, man. Very boring stuff. I'm not excited about the announcement of Reigns and Cena, and being that I've seen it in person now on television and just hearing everybody's displeasure with it, I'm not excited at all. I'm really not excited at all. I doubt they give us Cena versus The Miz. I don't want to see Roman and Joe. We've seen that, God, so how many fucking times now? I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Reigns and The Miz and Joe versus Cena. I'm telling you right now. Believe me, mark this fucking video down. That's where they're going. And if that's the case, I don't know what they do with Joe. There's no reason why Joe should not beat John Cena. And no doubt in my mind that Roman Reigns, being that he can't get the Universal Championship right now, WWE's going to do the next best thing. They're going to give him the Intercontinental Championship, which actually may be a good thing. But it's not going to be a good thing for the long run, because you know for a fact that Lesnar and Reigns is probably going to be your main event for WrestleMania. That's your Monday Night Raw review, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I made some sense. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,500 thumbs up on the video, man. Thank you guys so much for everything all weekend. I'll see you guys tonight for SmackDown Live, and hopefully it is glorious. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and hit that subscribe button down below. We are dangerously close to 82,000 subscribers, man. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you tonight for SmackDown Live.